Hello there, this is Matt once again, and welcome back to another review of another 80s horror film as I continue my marathon. And now we're in the year 1983. Now, I'm starting it off with two anthology films. I don't know which I'll upload first, because you had Twilight Zone the movie, which had bad accident, which I'll talk about in that. And you have this one, Nightmares. And this one, it's an anthology film not a lot of people talk about, but it's a pretty damn good one. There's about 4 stories, and really none of them I hated. I would say the first one is okay. The last one is my least favorite, but and the two in the middle are, I think, the better ones. Now, funny enough, this is directed by Joseph Sargent, who did the original Take the Pelham 1, 2, 3 with Walter Matthau, but he also went on after this to do Jaws 4, The Revenge. So, anthology film, 4 stories. The first story is Terror at Topanga, or Terror in Topanga. And this one's okay, pretty straightforward. Someone escaped from a mental asylum. This woman is very adamant to go out and get her cigarettes. She does so. This is probably 10 minutes long, if that. And really, at the end of the day, William Sanderson, who I remember from this TV show, Newhart. This is my brother Daryl, and this is my other brother Daryl. He has that type of look that you think he might be a killer. He was also in Blade Runner as well. And he's this gas station attendant. And he smashes the window and you're like, oh shit, he's the killer. But then you realize, no, that's not the case. He was doing this to protect this woman because the killer was in the back seat. And I fucked up because I gave away the ending, so sorry about that. But it's hard to talk about anthologies without, especially this first story, because really, like I said, it's 10 minutes, and that's really what it builds up to, if you want to say 10 minutes of building up, because it's like 5 minutes of the opening credits, and then, yeah, you have a cop that gets stabbed a bunch, including one in the hand, which was a decent little effect. She drives, talks with this guy. The guy has a gun. Say, hey, that's okay. I'm protected. Then she goes to the gas station. And that scene happens. I mean, in a way, I wonder if you really needed the story, and maybe could have given that time to some of the other stories to flourish a little bit more. But I mean, it wasn't a bad story. I mean, at the end of the day, inconsequential. At the end of the day, I don't think it's something anyone would really remember much in the annals, if I learn how to talk, of, if it was annals, I'd be talking about Creepshow 3, and that film can go fuck itself. When you talk about anthology stories, this is one of those. It's like, it's okay, but it's nothing you're gonna remember. It was cool to see William Sanderson, actor I recognize, good character actor. You have a little bit at the end where, you know, she throws away her cigarettes, so I guess it's a stamp, a dad's cigarette usage. But I mean, other than that, it's okay. But still better than the way Twilight Zone the movie, that first segment, which led to that horrible accident. So there you go. The second story is the one everyone remembers. That's the one with Emilio Estevez, called The Bishop of Battle. Emilio Estevez, he has a Walkman, and he's a hustler, but he's a hustler with video games, with arcade games. And it's funny, back in the day, you could buy that. Even gang members would hang around the arcade. That's how big arcades were back in the day. And Emilio Estevez hustles these guys saying, oh yeah, I'm bad, I'm pretty poor, and then tricks their ass, and he's actually really good at most of these arcade games. But there's one that he has yet to beat, called the Bishop of Battle. He's gotten to level 12, but it's this mythical level 13 that people say, it doesn't even exist. But he's very determined on it, to the point of obsession. I mean, I can't really say Emilio Estevez's character is a likable character, because he treats his parents like shit, and he just, he even treats his friend, who's a lot younger than him, like shit. So yeah, he's pretty asshole of a human being. But I think the first time I saw this, I wasn't on, because I thought, is this the director trying to tell us about how video games are bad and they're so bad for you? And I hope, to me, I looked at it as obsession. It just, in this case, it was video games. But when you're obsessed about anything, it can lead to problems. But if this was one of those things where, video games, we need to watch them from our youth. But yeah, I hope that wasn't the reason for the story. But either way, if it is, it's horse shit. And it would make me respect the segment less. But as it is, he sneaks into the arcade, he gets to level 13, and that's where shit hits the fan. And that's where the arcade cabinet collapses, and all the sprites from the game shoot out, and he's shooting them, and pretty entertaining, fun action scene with old school 80s effects of these video game sprites chasing after Emilio in the arcade, and him shooting each one, blowing them up, and then his, I guess you call comeuppance at the end, which, spoilers. I'll put my hand up with spoilers. Which is a bit unfair for him, because he did win. He did win. So he didn't... So the game's a cheating bitch, as R.J. McCready would say. He wins, but the head of the arcade figure in the game does something to him, so that the next morning his parents and his buddy find him in the arcade, and he's now become one of the sprites of the game. So, fun idea, entertaining little battle scene for the budget they have and the effects they had at the time. I'm a big Emilio Estevez fan. I love Maximum Overdrive. I love Judgment Night. Breakfast Club is a good one. Young Guns, my favorite Western. So, I'm an Emilio Estevez fan. The Mighty Ducks I haven't seen since I was a kid, so I can't say much. But like I said, your Judgment Night, Maximum Overdrive, Breakfast Club, Repo Man's a good one. So, very solid, great actor. Fun to see him in this type of movie, in this type of story. And like I said, that's definitely the story. If anyone remembers this movie, it'll be that story. The next one I really enjoy. It's might be my personal favorite. It's called The Benediction, and it's Lance Henriksen. Love Lance Henriksen, great, wonderful character actor. He has this weird dream. He wakes up, and he realizes, the audience member, this is a man of the cloth who has a small parish, and he has a crisis of faith because of this boy that died. And he's like, I don't know what good and evil, like what to believe anymore. So he's gonna leave. But along the way, he has a run-in with this black pickup truck. The windows are tinted. You can't see inside. The only shot we get of the inside is a cross that's upside down on the dash, above the dashboard. And it's sort of taking a cue of The Car with James Brolin, or Duel with Steven Spielberg. And I thought Lance Henriksen did a good job acting-wise. I thought this was cool that a man of God dealing with this demonic vehicle that's smashing into him. At one point, even comes out of the fucking ground, drives out of the ground, which is not normal, and this is a segment that I wish was an entire movie. And if people say, well, you can't. If you can with Duel and the car, you can with this. Because Landis Henriksen does a good job. The little bits we see is cool, like the vehicle coming out of the ground and, you know, fucking up Lance's truck, or Lance's car, flipping it over. It's just too short. That's really my problem. It's too short. Like I said, you really get development of the character, Lance Henriksen, and then just imagine like a full-blown Duel type of situation with supernatural elements from the car, with James Brolin, and I think that would have made a really good film, a really good picture. So again, my only gripe with this segment is it's too short. I really wanted a lot more. And that's the thing, like, I wonder if you just took the Bishop of Battle and this, and they made each one like a 45, 50-minute movie and put it together, maybe it would have been better. Just the first segment, again, it's okay, but inconsequential. The last one, which is Richard Masur from John Carpenter's The Thing. He was in Stephen King's It, the 1990 miniseries. You have Veronica Cartwright. Veronica Cartwright was an alien. Their parents with a little daughter, they hear noises. Their cat's killed. They hear more noises as a big fucking rat. And by the end, I thought it looked ridiculous. At times, it's one of those things. If you remember the movie Food of the Gods, where they make an animal look big by having an actual animal, but they photograph in a way where it appears bigger. It's just the way it was edited and the way it was done. And I'll spoil it for those. First off, spoiler on the Lance Henriksen one, the way it ends. I like doing it, whatever. I'll put my hand down when spoilers are done. You know, with Lance Henriksen, he has holy water, he throws it, it vanishes. That's what I mean, with a bigger budget, long running time, maybe you could have had it explode or a big special effects showcase, but, you know, he defeats it, goes back to his parish. Nice ending. This one, there's holes in the wall, cabin almost squishes a little girl because this thing's going apeshit. The big rat is on the kid's bed, and the kid goes, "It wants her baby." The dead rat from earlier that was caught in a mouse trap. And they give it, the big rat leaves with it. Richard Masur cries. And are we supposed to think, is this supposed to be like some character development, Richard Masur? Because he's a bit of a dick for a good chunk of it, and now I guess we're supposed to assume that he's learned a lesson. But again, with the short, I don't know, it's just, I don't think they did a good job of expressing that development. It's just he has the gun, and the little girl's like, "Daddy, don't, she just want her baby, Daddy, don't." And then Richard Masur looks at Veronica Cartwright, he puts the gun down. Very like schizo editing with all the stuff going on, and the big rat leaving the house, and then he cries. And I'm like, Richard Masur, Veronica Cartwright, they're not, spoilers, done. The acting's not the problem with that segment. I think Richard Masur, Veronica Cartwright do well, but it's just, maybe because I just saw Of Unknown Origin again with Peter Weller, which also dealt with a rat. I'm like, that film did it so much better with a rat that's terrorizing this family. Well, and that movie, Peter Weller himself. And I'm like, Of Unknown Origin just did it so much better. And it's the same year as this, 1983. I'm like, if you want to see a rat fuck with people in 1983, watch Of Unknown Origin, which I'll get to that one. I want to re-review that one. I love that movie. Of Unknown Origin is a criminally underrated flick. But this is what I mean. That's what I mean. Of the four stories, like I said, the first one, it's okay. Cool to see Teardrop to William Sanderson, but, you know, inconsequential. The last one, Richard Masur, Veronica Cartwright do fine, but the effects or the way they did the rat thing, and where it's a real rat, and I don't know. And then Richard Masur, if he was supposed to have some character arc, I think it could have been done a lot better. But the two middle, Bishop of Battle and the Benediction, were pretty decent. To a point, either one I would like to have seen a full movie. Like a full movie of the Bishop of Battle. Or at least like these two and like 45-minute versions of it. Especially the one with Lance Henriksen. I thought those were definitely good ones. I do think it's an anthology worth a look if you like horror anthologies. If you like films like Creepshow and Cat's Eye, which I'll get to Cat's Eye sometime. I really enjoy that one. But if you like Creepshow, Creepshow 2, it's not a gory movie. Let me put that just in case. It's not a gory one. Because I mentioned like Creepshow and like there's certain anthologies. I'm thinking, do I like it more than Twilight Zone the movie? Yeah. Just in the fact that all 4 stories I could watch. But with Twilight Zone the movie, the first 2 by John Landis, Steven Spielberg, I think suck ass. I don't think any of these 4 stories sucked ass. I have problems with the last and the first one, but I don't think they suck. So yeah, I do think Nightmares is a better anthology than Twilight Zone the movie. Although Twilight Zone the movie, the last 2, I'll probably upload that after this. The last 2 of those are good, especially the George Miller one with John Lithgow, but you'll hear that soon. But yeah, Nightmares, good anthology flick. And I think it does have a Blu-ray. I don't know if it has features on it, or if it does, if it has much for features. If it does, you let me know. But either way, like I said, if you like anthologies, this is definitely worth a look. And you did have people like Lance Henriksen, Emilio Estevez. Pretty good flick. I would say it's one of the better anthologies, especially in the 80s. If I did top 10 anthologies, it would be like Creepshow would be on there, this would be on there, Cat's Eye would be on there, Trick or Treat from much later, that would be on there. If it's a top 10, maybe probably Creepshow 2. Creepshow 3, that's one of the worst ones I've seen. The worst anthology I've seen though is VHS, aka Very Horrible Shit. Anyway, just spitballing on anthologies. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you in the next video. Later.